Good to see you. Y'all. Oh. All right. Sit. Oh, thank y'all for coming. Oh. Well, how's everybody doing today? Okay, good deal. Well, today's not, there's not anything earth-shaking that I've got to report to you, but I did want to talk to you. You know, we've got a new Secretary of Transportation, and that's Mr. Bird White. And, of course, you know, our Secretary of Revenue is Dave Hardy. Now, I've known Bird forever, and I know him as an honest guy, a guy that doesn't have to be here. He doesn't have to be here at all. You know, he's got plenty of money to enjoy his life and do whatever he wants to do. Take me to Wendy's every now and then. And on top of that, his wife, who's a really dear friend of mine and doesn't like him a lot, but and I'm just teasing, but she's got some health issues that she's battling now, and that even compounds, well, why is he here? And he's here because he cares. He really does. He cares about our state. He cares about you. He cares about me. He cares about all the citizens that are out there in our state, and they're having a tough time today. So we want to make things better. Now, with that being said, I want to do this. I want to concentrate on the good that Tom Smith brought to all of us. And he brought a lot of good to a lot of us and everything, and there were surely things that we differed in an opinion on. But we're not here to beat up on Tom. Tom, in my opinion, is a great man. And we go forward. Now, that gets us to this. You know, we passed a Roads to Prosperity deal, and we're doing all kinds of unbelievably good stuff. Now, with that, the biggest kicker of all in that is just this. We had to do something to create an instantaneous job. Now, our voters, our people were good enough to get behind our effort and say, we're 73% of our people are dead end. That's what they did. So we are beholden to them in their effort. Now, along the way, I think we didn't necessarily lose our way, but we maybe had a little bit of a different philosophy. And it's just this. There's no question whatsoever that we've got to do the big projects. No question that the longevity of those projects is great, and they're needed wholeheartedly. But I felt like all along that we had dollars that we could direct towards a maintenance program that we had lacked forever. Well, we didn't get that done fast enough for me. You see, whether you buy it or don't buy it, you've never met anybody that's as impatient as I am. You know, I don't believe in things taking a long time. And I don't believe in just studying something and having 5 more groups study it and study it and study it. I want stuff done. That's all there is to it. I'm about, you know, the Impractical Jokers would say I'm about to doubt it or something like that. You know, but that's what I am. I could remember my dad would say, if it's really, really tough, it's going to take a couple days. And if it's impossible, it'll take another day. Well, that's how I feel. That's just how I feel. Well, the bottom line of the whole thing is we're not getting the maintenance done. Now, I am a full-time believer that all of you, every single one of you, are wanting to get that done. I know that you're wanting to do it so bad it's unbelievable. And I know you've been hamstrung. I know as well as I'm sitting here that we went off and sold off all the equipment, did we not? I mean, now, there are those that deny that we did that, which is ludicrous. I mean, we did it. We did it. We sold off all the equipment. We disarmed you. Did we not? And now we awaken to a situation that's on my watch that, you just say, holy hell, what are we going to do? We're disarmed. What are we going to do? We got an enemy that's the potholes and the slips and everything else that's out there, and we're disarmed. Well, we're about to get our what whipped, and that's what's happened to us over and over and over, or we're going to have to step back and try to figure it out. So that's what I want to do. Now, I'm always this believer. If I wanted to know something that was going on at the Greenbrier, I didn't go ask Jill or Elmer Capolse. I went to the bellman. I went to the people that are on the ground that know what in the crap's going on, and then I said, what's going on here? And they tell me, you see, I really believe that you're the backbone of everything. Now, I believe you know. And so I need you to tell us what you think. Now, with that, and that's why, I'll if I were to write a book tomorrow, one of the titles to one of the books would be, It's Really Hard to Find the Easy Stuff. Now, just think about that. I don't want to bore you with a lot of things, but if you had your home and you were selling your home and you put a price tag on it, $200,000, here's what happens. It happens every day. And let's just say you went for 9 months and didn't get one single call on your house. And then somebody called up and said, I'll give you $195,000 for your house, and you said, okay, I'll do it. You know what happens the next thing? It's almost like 10 of your neighbors feel a calling from God to call you up and tell you, I'd have given you $97,500 or $197,500. Now, that's what happens. It happens all the time. In other words, it's really, really hard to find easy stuff. An easy idea, most people come back and say, well, I could have thought of that. No matter what it is, no matter what invention it is or anything, I could have thought of that. So here's the deal. Here's exactly what I think we should do. I'm going to give you 72 hours. It's not very long. I'm going to give you 72 hours to write down every single road that's in your county, every single thing that you think's wrong. And then I'm going to give you another 24 hours on top of that to categorize it. These are the really bad, these are the really important, and these are just stuff that's wrong. Now, we don't have to have design work on this. All I got to know is out at Josie Branch, the guardrail's falling in. And for 2.2 miles on Blair Creek, there's 95,000 potholes that need fixed. That's all I need to know. And I need to know, and in my opinion, this is the most important, and this is not as important. In addition to that, I got to have one thing. In the same 72 hours, I got to have what you think, not what I think, not what Secretary White thinks, not what Secretary Hardy thinks, not what anybody, what you think you need to do aggressive, now that's the word, aggressive maintenance all the time. All the time. Now that's what I got to have. And that's it. Now, it seems so simple, but that's it. And I'm going to stack them up. I'd just as soon that you not put more than 2 things on one sheet. Because I want a whole bunch of paper. I want this much paper. Because then what we're going to do, we're going to lean on Secretary Hardy to come up with as much dollars as he can possibly come up with. And then you know what we're going to do? We're going to fix the damn roads. That's what we're going to do. And from this point forward, we're going to adopt a program within our state as best that we can possibly do this, to where maintenance needs to come first. Maintenance needs to be the first thing we do. Now, it doesn't mean we take away from our Roads to Prosperity program. We'll get every single road, every single bridge, we'll get every single thing done in our Roads to Prosperity program. We'll get it done. But for crying out loud, we have got to put you back into work. You know, we've got to give you a chance to get in the game. I mean, we've taken your tennis shoes away from you, and we've given you sandals, and the game is going up and down the floor at 5,000 miles an hour and everything else. And when you're in the game, you can't possibly be very good at it because you can't even run. In fact, we've probably got you in sandals and got your feet tied together. Now, I want to cut the rope off, and I want to give you the best shoes that we can possibly give you. Now, there's somebody here that's going to ask, well, can we do all this today? Well, of course not. No possibility. No possibility that we can do it all today. Can we do a hell of a lot of it? You dadgum right. Can we absolutely keep on trying to do a hell of a lot of it till we get it to the end? You're dadgum right. But that's what we got to do. I know how good you are. I know. I know you've got to now, at least for the time period that I'm here, and there's a real good chance you're going to be looking at me for 6 more years. And I expect you to be right on the same side that I'm on, and that is just this. We got to all pull a rope together. Now, I can pull a heck of a rope. I really can. But I got to have you with me. I know you will be. And I'll be with you. Secretary White will be with you. Secretary Hardy will be with you. The bottom line is you got 72 hours. I don't care if you're scratching on the back of a paper bag. I don't care how it looks. All I got to know is what's wrong. And I got to know what's the most important. And then I got to know what you got to have to really do aggressive maintenance and really get after it. And then we'll lean on Secretary Hardy and say, this is our task at hand. This is what we need to be able to do the task at hand. These are the dollars that we have, and this is what we can do. You see, I don't know any other way to do anything. I really don't. And we really and truly together will get there. Our new secretary will work his ever-loving butt off to work with you and help you in every way. And I'm telling you, he is one absolute treasure as far as his smarts, and he's a good guy. So, that's it for me. I hope it wasn't a long drive here, but if it was, good enough. I drive a lot all the time. My vehicle is 13 months old right now. It's got 114,000 miles on it. You see, I'm afraid to ride with the state police because they're crazy drivers. But again, there's no way to do it all. But that doesn't mean we can't do a lot. And if we do a lot and it makes more people come, we can do a lot more. And if we do a lot more on top of that and it makes more people come, we do a lot more, and then we step back and say, dag, we got this thing. We didn't get in this whole, I mean, that's the thing that just drives you crazy is you got a legislatures or ex-powers to be or whatever like that, and they sit there and don't think that we didn't get in this problem in the last 6 months. We got in this problem over decades. You know it. You know that's the truth. You know, when we rolled out and sold every great all we had, and we got you working with a backhoe, I mean, God bless a milk cow. I know what that stuff is. You can't fool me on that stuff. You know, I mean, so you got a guy here. Now, I'll tell you this, and I'll promise you this. I hate to say this to you. I'll be your worst nightmare, you know, if we're not pulling the rope together. We just, you know, but I'll be your greatest ally. And I'll assure you that they will too. All we got to do is just get in this thing together. Right now, and I've said it over and over and over, there's too many people on the outside that are throwing rocks at us. We don't need to throw rocks at ourselves. We got too many people on the outside throwing rocks. Let's just get after it. Unless y'all got something earth-shaking to say, I'm done. I'd say go home. You got 71 hours and just a few minutes now. Be good. I'm done. Take care. Okay, guys. Don't waste your time. I don't care how it comes. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
And I'm going to tell you about this guy. And he's talking about being in a hurry. And I can still hear his dad screaming at me. White, if I want it tomorrow, I'd ask you tomorrow.
All right, guys.
Get.